leaving us. He's going to civil.
Couldn't stand the heat, huh?
Couldn't stand it. And you've probably already heard that Janice Sang has left us, and Judge Victor Viramontes has left us.
Oh, I didn't know about Viramontes.
He just December.
Hey, everybody.
Christmas
we are officially live. So I'm going to let everybody in if you're all ready.
All right.
Here.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to graduation. This is the exciting day we've all been waiting for, as today you're going from CASA trainees to official court-appointed special advocates. I also want to welcome the family and friends that are joining us via the live YouTube stream. On the agenda for today, we have first the swearing-in ceremony with Judge Bianco, who actually you already met in session 1, so now you get to see him again. And then you will hear from other departments in the organization. And you will also at the very end be able to meet with your advocate supervisor. Before we get started, just really quick, some technical housekeeping. So if you're having issues within Zoom, please private message Emily. She was also your co-facilitator for the session 5, so you should recognize her. If you get kicked out of Zoom, and obviously you can't private message her, you can email her, call her, she'll put her contact information inside of the chat. So make sure that you write that down just in case something happens during the meeting. As usual, make sure that you're on mute when you're not speaking, and then when you are speaking, taking your oaths, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. But when you're not speaking, we want to make sure that we don't have any background noise, so just make sure that you're on mute and that your cameras are on. When you are taking your oaths, I want to ask that everybody who is a staff member go ahead and turn their cameras off, so that way all those with the videos on get pushed to the front. And then after the oaths are finished, you can go ahead and turn your cameras back on. But while the oaths are going on, staff, turn your cameras off. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started first off with the swearing-in ceremony. So I'd like to introduce Judge Bianco, who will be leading that.
Thank you, and hello everybody again. I noticed as soon as your faces popped up that this was the class that I talked to, I recognized your faces. So thank you again for doing this and going through this process, and congratulations on getting there. I do want to share with you a number because it's hot off the press. It just came to me yesterday. Just to give you a context of what we're looking at right now, you're coming in as CASAs at a very interesting time. It's not an exaggeration to say that you're coming in at a time of crisis because of COVID and what it's done to the dependency system and what it's done to our backlogs here and what it's done to services for kids. And DCFS is in crisis at the moment. We have word from them this week, their leader, not the liaison that we normally deal with, but the #1 guy at the top, Bob McCagle, called us looking for help. They're in such crisis. They have file clerks caring for kids right now because they don't have enough social workers because of COVID and illness and absences and things like that. So it is really a tough time. On National Adoption Day, which is the first Saturday before Thanksgiving, the number that we had on that day of children in foster care in Los Angeles County was 38,450 that are receiving child welfare services, not necessarily foster care. Those are just ones, a lot of those, a huge number of those are in out-of-home care, like more than half, about 20-some thousand, but 38,450 kids on November 21st at National Adoption Day were in foster care. It's over 40,000 today. So in just a little over a month, we've added another 2,000 kids into the system. We should be keeping that number steady or having it going down. We should be closing out cases as new ones are coming in, but that's not happening because of COVID. So the numbers are going up, over 40,000 kids. So 2,000 extra kids in the system in just a month because of the pressures of COVID, it's frightening to think of what's happening with the services. And so I think that you're coming in at a time that's actually challenging, but it's also going to be very exciting because there's going to be no shortage of work. I think that we're going to see an uptick in CASA referrals very, very soon. I just signed one today because they're putting kids right now for the first time in a very, very long time. This is how bad it's gotten. They're putting up kids in hotels right now because they don't have placements for them. So you're talking about teenagers unsupervised in hotels. That's just wrong. And it's a recipe for disaster because kids who don't know boundaries, who already have difficult backgrounds and have difficulty with impulse control and all these sorts of things that teenagers have issues with, and now they're staying in hotel rooms unsupervised, this is not good. And so you're going to be seeing, I think, a lot more requests for assistance so that you can help in making sure that these kids who are not currently being supervised are at least getting access to services. So not to start off your happy day on a downer, but it's tough right now. And it really is. And so we all appreciate the extra help coming in. So I'm so glad that there's more CASAs joining. And good luck in your this endeavor. I think you guys are going to love it. It's going to be a lot of work, but very rewarding work. So let's get to your oaths and make it official. If you can all take off, make sure that your video's on, and it looks like you all do have your videos on, and then take yourself off of mute. And then I'm going to ask you to state your name. You can do it all at once. It will sound like a mad cacophony of voices. Please raise your right hand. I, and state your name,
I, Nikisha House,
do hereby swear
do hereby swear
that I will truly and faithfully perform the duties
that I will truly and faithfully perform the duties
of court-appointed special advocate
of court-appointed special advocate
on all cases to which I am appointed,
on all cases to which I am appointed.
that I will do so according to law
that I will do so
according to law
and the policies of CASA of Los Angeles,
and the
and the policies of CASA Los Angeles,
and that I will always act in the best interests of the children
and that I will
always act
in the best interest of the children
for whom I am appointed.
for whom I am appointed to.
All right, and you're all going to be signing that. You'll get a written version of it as well. There's one more oath that I want to administer to you, and that's an oath of confidentiality. We do take our files very seriously. We don't allow other people in the courtroom who aren't authorized to be here. They are closed, generally, proceedings. And not even other judges from other disciplines have access to our files. So a lot of times, for example, if there's a divorce proceeding going on, there's a companion case over in family law court downtown. And then there's also this dependency if there's abuse and neglect involved. We have access as dependency judges to the family law file. The family law judges do not have access to ours. They have to seek permission from the presiding judge to gain access. That's just how seriously we take confidentiality, and that we don't even allow other judges to see our files. So you'll be taking this oath very seriously too. So once again, please make sure that your videos are on. Take yourself off of mute and raise your right hand. Let me read the preamble for you first. As court-appointed volunteers, you will have access to dependency court legal files and proceedings. As you know, these files and dependency court proceedings are confidential. You are charged with the responsibility of upholding the confidentiality of these cases. You are not to discuss these cases nor reveal the identity of these children with any persons other than those individuals who are rightfully involved in the case. This would include those court personnel, social workers, family members, attorneys, or other professionals assigned to the case. So please repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
to uphold the confidentiality of the information
to uphold the confidentiality of the information
contained in the legal files
contained in the legal files
and other case information that comes to my attention
and other case information that comes to my attention
during the course of my work as a court-appointed special advocate.
during the course of my work as a appointed special advocate.
All right, you can put your hands down. You can put yourselves back on mute. And congratulations, you're formally official. Virtual clapping for everyone.
Yay!
And that sort of ends my part. So again, I just wanted to say thank you very much and look forward to seeing you. I'm in Department 416. You're always welcome to stop by anytime.
Thank you so much, Judge Bianco.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next, each of you will have the opportunity to meet with Wendy Julian, the Chief Executive Officer of CASA of Los Angeles.
Thank you, Kayla. I just want to say a warm thank you to Judge Bianco. And as you will see, as you saw during training and today, the relationship that CASA as an organization and CASA volunteers themselves have with judges is really special. He took time out to join us today in the middle of a trial, and that probably means he doesn't get to eat lunch, and does so because the role of the CASA is so crucially important to what we are able to offer the judges in the sense of some insight into the child's life or the young adult's life or the youth's life that you're working with. I'll tell you that I can't thank you enough and congratulate you enough on this accomplishment. And what I'd like to do is recognize you all individually. What we would do in general would be a handshake and a photograph, but we'll do that COVID style today by me introducing you. I'm not sure what the order is, but it is not alphabetical. So once I say your name, what I'd like to do is give you my warm congratulations and our congratulations on behalf of the staff, and ask you to introduce yourself and just tell a little bit about your name, your other affiliations, if you have some, and how you found out about CASA. So we're going to start with Stephanie McGrath.
Hi, everybody. Stephanie McGrath, and I, in my daily life, I work for a local government agency, but I became aware of CASA quite a few years ago, and I really look forward to just being an advocate for the children that are really in need. So thank you.
Congratulations, Stephanie. Next, we have Nikisha Wilson.
Hi, I'm Nikisha Wilson. Thank you so much. And I found out about CASA from volunteering at a National Adoption Day. And I'm actually a paralegal that has gone freelance this year. So thank you so much. I'm looking forward to advocating for the children.
Awesome. National Adoption Day is so fun. That's great. Congratulations, Nikisha. Alicia Mullally.
Hi, I'm Alicia Mullally. I'm a dance and drama high school teacher, and I found out about CASA through volunteering for the Hollywood Food Coalition. I had a couple of people there that did it and loved it, and so I'm really excited to actively start helping today, right now. Thank you.
So appreciated, and obviously a background in education is going to be really helpful as you proceed with this advocacy. And I was just talking with somebody yesterday about how CASA advocacy has taken some interesting turns during COVID, and one of those is the focus on the educational needs of our youth. Certainly been one of the items that's come up as being primary needs in terms of advocacy. So thank you and congratulations. Lisa House.
Hi, my name is Lisa House. My job is a general liability litigation specialist. So I'm in and out of the court, but surprisingly, I never heard of CASA until I saw a friend of a friend say that it was the best thing that she had ever done. And she had posted that on Facebook. And so I looked into it, and here I am. So congratulations, everybody.
Congratulations, Lisa. That's wonderful. And you'll hear more about this in a minute, but word of mouth advertising about CASA is the best way to get new volunteers. And I will echo your sentiments that my experience as a CASA, as you read from what you've heard from other people, has been really the highlight of my volunteer experience. So I share that with you and hope that you have a similar experience. Bonnie Village.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bonnie Billich, and I recently retired from the Los Angeles County Department of Health Services. I found out about CASA with a very dear colleague of mine who was a CASA volunteer a number of years ago and had this on my list of things to do once I retired. And so I'm very proud to have accomplished this. And I want to say thank you to our group. Our group was phenomenal. And really supported each other through the training. And I'm looking forward to continue to contribute. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Bonnie. And that is what I heard from your facilitators, that this is a really exceptional group. I'm happy to get to meet you in this way. I wish we were in our conference room together and could meet more directly, but we will certainly have the opportunity to do that soon. Next up is Elizabeth Pierce.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Pierce, and I got into the CASA program mainly because of my niece, Sonia, who was once in foster care.
That's great. Elizabeth, what do you do when you're not being a CASA?
Oh, I am a freelance copy editor, designer, and photographer.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you all. We're so glad to have you, and obviously having that firsthand experience is a great way to start. So I hope you enjoy your experience. Congratulations. Stephanie Leifer.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I work in the entertainment industry, and we actually had a event that we hosted with One Simple Wish, which is an organization that works with foster kids that I really like to focus a lot of my kind of time and energies on. And I think that got me inspired to see what I could do more on a day-to-day basis. And particularly given everything that kind of has happened in the world over the past year, really wanted to use my time to kind of dig in and work with someone one-on-one. So.
Awesome. That's great. I've had the opportunity to meet with some of the folks at One Simple Wish. It was a really creative way to start an organization, and has evolved into something really beautiful. You know, I've had to answer the question a couple of times this year about why we're seeing a record number of volunteers coming through our pipeline. And I think the answer is twofold. One is that some people have the opportunity to go through training because it's virtual now. And the second is precisely what you said, is that the events of this year have given people the motivation they needed to address inequities, racial disparities, issues of finding justice for especially children who don't always have access to justice. So this is for sure a good way to put that to work in one child's life. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
Colette Sims.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Colette Sims. I'm the Director of Enrollment at an independent school in Los Angeles. I heard about CASA through a dear friend who's also a volunteer, and I just feel grateful and humbled by everything I've learned through the training and working with this amazing group of people. And I really look forward to connecting with the CASA youth.
That's great. Do you mind telling us which school it is, Colette?
It's a school called Foothill Country Day School in Claremont, which is part of LA County, and it's kindergarten through 8th grade. So I work with families of all ages.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yes. So I'm sure you'll have I'm sure it's a different experience to be in an independent school like that. And some of the schools that our children go to are also classified under independent schools. There's a wide variety of what it means to be an independent school, as you know more than anyone. But it's certainly been a learning experience for me how the education system works interestingly, differently, sometimes unfairly, sometimes beautifully for children in foster care who are going to non-public schools, independent schools. So congratulations. All right, Sarah Golden.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you again. I'm Sarah Golden. I'm the English department chair at an independent Jewish high school in the West Valley. And our students tend to be pretty privileged. So I've always been looking for different opportunities to participate with children that come from different worlds. And I'm really looking forward to this opportunity. I also want to echo Bonnie's sentiment that it's been terrific working with this group of women. What a great variety of backgrounds we all have. And it's been really humbling getting to know you.
Thank you, Sarah. That's wonderful. I'm so excited. I'm sure your advocate supervisors on the call are excited as well about all these folks with education backgrounds. It certainly helps to understand a little bit how those systems work and some similarities between some of the strengths and frustrations between education systems and the dependency system. Thank you. Congratulations, Sarah. Olivia Ellegard.
Hi, I'm Olivia Ellegard. I'm a student in my day-to-day life at the University of Southern California, and I heard about CASA through my sorority because CASA is actually the philanthropy that we support, so I'm really excited to get more involved.
Fight on, and we love thetas. Okay, what are you studying, Olivia?
I'm studying communications and psychology, and then I'm also now this semester going to start getting my master's in healthcare decision analysis.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Yeah, the Thetas as a national organization are very supportive. In fact, they gave $1 million grant to National CASA a couple of years ago to help with some evaluation priorities. And the local Theta chapters have just been really awesome and amazing with softball tournaments and fundraisers, and also lots of the Theta alums who have stayed involved as CASAs. We have one of our program managers, Mika, is a Theta alum as well. So yes, a beautiful relationship between CASA and the Thetas. Congratulations. Okay, Kayla Badnick.
Hi, thank you for having me and good seeing everyone again. So when I'm not doing CASA work, I work in the fashion industry and fashion startup consulting. And I heard about CASA through actually the Denver chapter. My brother's longtime girlfriend is a trainer through them and had a previous work with CASA LA as well.
Awesome, that's great. We've collaborated with the Denver chapter a couple of times, some similar situations. Also, I don't know whether you all know, and of course it's not happening this year, but we do actually have a giant fashion event once a year with CASA that's called Glamour Gown Suit Up. It is one of the most beautiful days of my years of experience at CASA, where we provide prom and graduation dresses and suits for young people who are in foster care. And it's super fun. I highly recommend participating. And especially if you have a young person who is the right age group, to come with them. But even if you don't, just to come in and help out. There are lots of designer dresses and shoes and all kinds of beautiful opportunities. So it's fun, and I'm sure you'll be able to be a great consultant to our young people when we are able to do glamour gowns again.
Look forward.
Congratulations. Okay, and Kirsten Parton.
Hi, I'm Kirsten Parton. I work in real estate, and I also was, I had a lot of extra time during COVID, and it made me really think about, I want to make a difference in some way. And I found this opportunity on a website, Volunteer Match, and it really resonated with me because I've had some family members that have been in the foster care system, and my younger sister is adopted. And it wasn't until after I'd already signed up for it and was in the training that my mom told me that my younger sister actually had a guardian ad litem. So yeah, it's really near to my heart.
Awesome. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for sharing that personal information. I think it's really exciting, and I'll talk about this a little more in a minute, but to think about how fun it's going to be for you all to meet the young people that you match with, but also vice versa, the excitement that they will have in meeting with you. In doing recruitment, we talk a lot about what the requirements are, and people will ask, like, do I need a background in social work, or do I need a background in law or education? And I actually think real estate is a great background to be a CASA volunteer, because you have a lot of experience filling out forms that don't always make sense, and also negotiating. So those are skills I think you will employ very well as a CASA volunteer. Welcome, congratulations. And finally, we have Molly. Is it Hadelman? Did I say that right?
Haldeman. It's okay. Nobody gets it right.
Haldeman. Okay,
Before
Molly
his last name.
Haldeman.
Hi there. Yes, thank you. My name is Molly Haldeman, and actually I'm a TV writer. And I found out about CASA actually through my husband, who has wanted to do this for like 10 years, and his schedule doesn't allow for it. So I'm kind of doing it for the both of us, and I'm thrilled to be able to be a part of this program. I'm really excited.
That's awesome. I'm thrilled about your excitement. That's a fantastic way to start. We have one of our most incredible CASA volunteers, name is Sam Harrod, who actually was National CASA Volunteer of the Year, has been a CASA for, I don't know, Lynn, how long? Like 15 years or something like that?
Yeah, 15 years.
And his wife just finally graduated as a CASA last year. So there's still hope for your husband, and we'd love to have him join us eventually. And so glad that you are joining. So congratulations. So Kayla, you want me to just jump into my welcome remarks?
Yes.
All right. Well, I want to say congratulations and welcome to the CASA family. As Kayla said, I have the opportunity to serve as the CEO, and I have been in that role for almost 4.5 years. I actually am leaving the role at the end of this month to take on a new role with the county related to the probation department. But I will continue on as a CASA, and I want to warmly thank you and congratulate you and welcome you to a family that I will remain a part of long after I leave, not just because I am a volunteer, but because I profoundly believe in the CASA model. And that's what I want to talk to you a little bit about today, is what the model looks like from what you've learned, and also what my experience has been, but what our staff and board and group of volunteers have come to believe are the core values of the organization, and how they are in fact what we really need in order to be able to bring change to the child welfare system. The news that you just heard from Judge Bianco about 38,000 children is that's actually an increase over even the latest news that I had heard. You know, Los Angeles is the largest county in the United States population-wise by far. So it's not strange that we have the largest child welfare system. What is unacceptable and what is profoundly challenging and difficult is that because the system is so large, there is a tendency for cases and people within the system, children, youth, young adults, and their parents, and caregivers, in fact, to be treated like numbers. And, you know, we heard Judge Bianco talking before you all came on about what January 2021 is looking like in the courts. And as a result of the cases that were pushed back in the spring, we are experiencing pretty much the biggest backlog that I think the court has experienced in trying to get through cases. And so that often means that a case will be processed in 5 minutes. I had court this week on a pretty important topic for the young person that I work with, and the entire case lasted less than 5 minutes. So the input that having someone in the room, whether it be virtual, the WebEx room, or the actual courtroom once you're back in court, having someone who actually knows the child or the young person that you're advocating for, who really understands where they're coming from, who's talked to their caregivers, who's met with them, someone that young person can trust and confide in and rely on and talk to after the hearing to get a sense about what happened and what's going to happen next. These are humane ideas that make our court system better and different. And I'll tell you, the only thing that has kept me up at night over my time at CASA is that we are only able to provide that service for about 1,300 kids. And that's awesome. It's almost double where we were about 6 years ago. But we've identified about 12,000 young people who need that right now. So I want to welcome you with a sense of urgency and thank you with profound gratitude for being willing to do this. What I can tell you is that, you know, once I was just talking to some of you on staff know, one of our CASAs and a former board member, Jean Youngquist, who lives up in Lancaster, earlier today, about her experience as a CASA volunteer over decades, and about talking about how we get people over the hump of becoming a CASA volunteer, because it's hard to kind of take that plunge and go through the training and do the interview and all the background checks, and it can feel intimidating and there can be fear related to it. But once you start doing it, man, it's hard to drag people away because while this is a volunteer experience that requires a level of personal, mental dedication much greater than anything else I've ever done, much greater than most volunteer experiences, it is so incredibly rewarding in the sense that I have learned so much from the young people that I've advocated for. They make my life better. They give me a sense of purpose, and they give me a sense of really appreciating what I have, what I had as a child, what my children have, but also what I'm able to give to them. And I want you to know that we're not expecting you to be fairy godmothers by any means. And you know, we like to tell our success stories. You know, CASA volunteer who CASA volunteer who was a volunteer for a young woman in foster care in Los Angeles County, who's now a judge in Oregon. And we have a CASA volunteer who just got our big legacy volunteer lifetime achievement award, who had a case where a young person, you know, got into like 12 colleges that she applied for. There are those incredible stories of success. But the most important stories are the stories that are really difficult to tell because they just are the everyday interactions between CASA volunteers and their young people. And, you know, I sometimes forward the emails that the young man I advocate for sends me to my supervisor, Chrissy, because he includes really hilarious memes and emojis in them all the time. He's 21. He's been in foster care since he was 18 months old. And his case is about to close. And he has this sense of humor about the really profound injustices that are continuing to happen in his case that shows me what resilience is about and what strength is about and makes it easier to live my life. So there really is almost a selfish aspect to the service as a CASA volunteer. But most importantly, there is this opportunity to give him the sense that somebody has his back. And you all will be able to provide that for the young person that you're working with. And I guarantee there are going to be challenges, but you will be supported because I have the opportunity today, and this is my second to last graduation before I leave, to tell you what I think is the real gem of CASA, and it is our 53 staff members. And you've met many of them already. You met some of the recruitment team. You've met, obviously, your trainers, the people who did your interviews. You're about to meet the advocate supervisor you'll be assigned to, and you're going to meet some of our leadership today. The 53 people who work at CASA are the most dedicated, intelligent, passionate, compassionate people that I have ever worked with. Our core values are strong, and they're, you know, things you would expect, like authenticity and integrity and respect and accountability. But the core values, you'll hear them say over and over again, are deep love and justice. So I welcome you to the CASA family in deep love and justice, and I hope that you will enjoy your experience with us. If anything ever comes up that you need support with, please feel free to reach out to your supervisor. Megan's going to say the same thing to you right now, to reach out to Megan. And this is what my plan is. I'm going to meet you in December at our holiday party, face to face, as a fellow CASA volunteer, and I look forward to having a really big party to celebrate all of your accomplishments and your first year as CASA. So welcome and thank you.
Thank you so much, Wendy, and congratulations again, everybody. And next, we are going to hear from Angela Daughtry, the Manager of Outreach and Recruitment.
Hi, everybody. Happy New Year and congratulations. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the CASA family. You're going to love it here. I love it here. And we're so glad to know that you have graduated. We're glad to get you with your cases. And we also want to ask you to fill your spot. Bring somebody along with you. Tell them, hey, the CASA program is amazing and we need you because all these amazing children, 40,000 children, need you as well. So congratulations, Happy New Year. Don't forget to tell someone about CASA.
Thank you, Angela. Next, we are going to hear from Selena Santiago, the Chief Development and Partnerships Officer.
Hi, everyone, and congratulations. To echo everyone's sentiments already, thank you so much for what you have done and what you're about to do. I have the very unique pleasure and honor of working with this amazing staff as part of the CASA team to help bring the much needed resources to help us do more of this great work. So what I'm going to ask of all of you is to just, you're already giving us so much of your time. And if you are able to, help us also with the events that we have throughout the year, our fundraising efforts. What we count on is also the support and donations of generous individuals. So whether that be any one of you who are thinking of making tribute gifts in honor of your graduation, or you know someone that may want to help support CASA, throughout the year, you'll receive invitations to events, opportunities to get engaged or involved, or if you have ideas, feel free to reach out to me. We are here to help spread the word of CASA, help bring more resources so that we can do more of this incredible work. I will put my information in the chat, so please feel free to reach out anytime. Thank you for what you're doing, and I really look forward to meeting all of you very, very soon.
Thank you so much, Selena. Next, we're going to hear from Lynn Gabriel, the Director of Volunteer Services.
Hi, everyone. I got to say, this is, I love all of our volunteers, and I think everybody does such a great job. And it's hard to tell at a graduation if one group is more exceptional than another. But I noticed that not one time did anybody say, "You're on mute." So you guys all, you're exceptional if for that reason, because everyone remembered to turn their microphone on, including me, because I'm usually the one that they're saying, "Lynn, you're on mute." So I want to welcome you all. I want to also correct something I said before. Sam has been a volunteer for 18 years. I know because I trained right before he did to be a CASA volunteer. So I was a CASA volunteer for 10 years before I came on staff in 2011. And the day that I was relieved from my last CASA case was July 15th, 2014. And the next day, well, I guess that same day I got my foster parent certification, and the next day I got my first foster child who I adopted. And he's now 6 years old and driving me nuts with homeschooling and Zoom school. So I know what you guys are in for, and no two of you will be in for the same thing. I gotta say, that's such a wide variety of kids that we work with. They're all amazing and wonderful. Some of them just don't know it yet, and that'll be part of your job. You may get a child who's nonverbal. You may get a child with some sort of disability that doesn't allow them to give you back verbally or expression wise what you're going to be giving to them, but don't despair, because you can still be an amazing advocate for a kid that seems like they don't want an advocate. And I worked with, just coincidentally, several 14-year-old boys, and to say that they don't seem enthusiastic is an understatement. And I think that's a lot of teenagers, but you guys are going to be amazing, and you'll be lucky to have these kids, and these kids will be lucky to have you. So I congratulate all of you, and I'm so excited to finally meet you in person.
Thank you so much, Lynn. Finally, we are going to hear from Megan Maddock, our Chief Program Officer, who you also met in your session too.
Hi, everyone. It's great to see you again. Congratulations on your graduation and making it this far. You've already accomplished a lot in terms of training and all the homework, and it seems like this class is a very supportive of each other, which is amazing. As a social worker, I always love to see that type of support and classes coming together, and I hope you'll continue that as you go along your CASA journey. I also wanted to say a shout out to all the family and friends who are watching, because they will be part of your support system as well, and I'm very excited to share this journey with you and with them. So in terms of next steps, we will be getting to match you with your CASA supervisor, who will be sharing all the information about what it takes to be matched with a child and getting official with the courts and getting started on the case. And I just wanted to thank you again for taking on this responsibility during this really wild time in all of our lives. And we're here for you. Your supervisors that you'll be matched with are truly incredible and amazing and experienced people who will help guide you on your case and provide that support and assistance when you're needing it. I want to introduce our supervisors on the call. So we have Tamara, Melissa, Sharonda, Joseph, and Melissa who are with you. So they'll be meeting with you shortly. We'll do our famous Zoom breakout rooms and you'll get to meet with them and they'll talk you through the process. And like Wendy said, I also wanted to encourage you, just please be in touch with us. Your supervisor is there for you, but the entire CASA team is also here for you. So I can't wait to hear about how your CASA journey goes, your first virtual court hearing, what it's like to be matched with a young person. So I will put my email in the chat box and I really encourage you to reach out whenever you have some thoughts about your CASA experience. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you get started on your journey. So congratulations, thank you so much. And your supervisors will be meeting with you shortly.
Thank you so much, Megan. Before we move into the final part of graduation and meeting your supervisors, I just want to say some quick words to my class. Congratulations. I'm so proud of everybody. I know it's been a long journey for you from when you first completed your application or when you even first thought about becoming a CASA until being here today. So thank you for choosing to spend some of your free time advocating for youth and especially opening your minds to learning new things. Next, we will be hearing from Jeremy, who will just go over the final steps for graduation.
Hi, everybody. So I am going to end our stream now, but first just wanted to thank everybody who joined us on